Well, hello. It's 2025. Happy New Year all, and it's Senior Mash, talking rugby union, and wow, Mo Hunt stealing the show. More on that later. And for those of you who don't know, I'm using Substack and really enjoying using Substack. I'm doing some writing and I'm doing these discussions about rugby union. So if you're enjoying it, please subscribe, give it a thumbs up, give it a like, tell other people maybe. But most of all, thank you so much for your support and let me know how I can continue to get that support from you. Substack is an interesting vehicle, and I just wanted to share with you some work that Ted Joyer on Substack has done comparing Substack to Twitter, or is it called X? I'm never sure. One has stagnated and is now declining because of manipulative algorithms and bad decisions. The other is flourishing. If you work in the creative economy, seek out platforms and people who support the community. Powerful message. And as you know, what I try to do here is support the rugby community, and we'll continue to do that. And hopefully, whether it's Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, Substack, my efforts do help rugby in some small way. And to one of my archive moments, 2022, it's Chris Hill from Talking Rugby Union at Six Ways in Worcester, having just watched Gloucester Hartpury win the women's books final against Edinburgh University. And just look who he's interviewing.
Mo, many congratulations on the win. Just talk us through your immediate thoughts after the game.
Oh, just so happy for the girls. Like, they deserve it. The journey they've been on this year, you can see what it means to them. It's not just this group, but this is the third final we've been in. Obviously last year didn't get to play because of COVID, so it means so much to everyone, not just this group here. But yeah, just unbelievably proud.
You mentioned kind of the journey you've been on. I think a lot of people will look at that Loughborough game first out, and you guys have kind of regrouped, regathered yourself, and you've really gone on a journey together, and it kind of showed in very much the second half performance today.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think we threw many shots today, if I'm being honest. I think the girls, maybe the occasion got the better of us in terms of the rugby that we really aspired to play, but it's all about just having that grit and having that heart and being warriors. Linny always talks about being warriors, and that's what they were today. Like when they came up against it on their own try line a few times, and you could just see what it meant to them, and that for me is what you're proud of as a coach. And yeah, genuinely so happy for them all.
Yeah, you mentioned there that start of the second half, Edinburgh got that early try, but you guys just seemed to wrestle back momentum. Was that kind of the key in the second half for you?
Yeah, for sure. Like the game's all about momentum, isn't it? Whether that's when you've got the ball or when you haven't got the ball, and the girls recognise that. Like I think a few people lost their heads a little bit, but managed to regather that, and that's all it's about. It's knockout rugby at the end of the day. You've got to want it. Everyone wanted it on the pitch, and full credit to Edinburgh. I think they were outstanding today. What a spectacle for women's rugby. That's all we can ask for, and you never want to be on that side of the results, and my heart goes out to them, but from the Hartpury perspective, so proud.
And just a word on Amy Dale and Jordan Russell, obviously highlighted by the comms team, obviously playing Gloucester Hartpury as well. That must make you proud as well, not only as Hartpury coach, but obviously Gloucester Hartpury as well.
Yeah, for sure. Like Amy Dale's been a teammate of mine obviously this season. I've not actually played with Jordan, but just seeing their progression, and I think that's the beauty of where we are at Hartpury. We've got the Gloucester Hartpury link, we've got the Prem Cup that the girls are feeding into, and they're putting in performances in the Bucks League. Linny's coming to watch all of the stuff. He's a massive part of the coaching team. Then they get pulled up and they're playing Premiership rugby, and the pathway there, you can't beat it for me. It's an unbelievable place to be. Like what it means to everyone that's there as well, like all the girls that haven't been selected or a second team or injured players are all here supporting, and it's just one big rugby family, and that's what I'm so proud of mostly.
And just finally, Mo, on a personal note, how much have you enjoyed this year stepping into the coaching role? I know we spoke back in Loughborough in September and you were really excited about the challenge, but judging by obviously today, days like this make it better, but how much have you enjoyed it?
Yeah, unbelievably so. Like I said, it's been a pleasure. The whole thing's been an absolute pleasure. It's been testing at times, it's been challenging, but that's why you do it, isn't it? Like I've absolutely loved it, and genuinely they're a top group of girls, and it's been a genuine pleasure.
Brilliant. Congratulations again, Mel.
Thank you.
So Mo Hunt in my archives from 2022, but also this weekend really being the star of the show. And I'll keep talking about this. Rugby union needs stars. And whether it's in the URC, whether it's in the Premiership, whether it's in the Six Nations, whether it's in National League Rugby, stars help rugby fans get together and enjoy the game. And is there a bigger star in rugby union at the moment than Ilona Mayer? I don't think so. Wow. Just wow. And wasn't it great to see so many fans out in force to see her debut off the bench for Bristol Bears women this weekend? Wow. We need stars. But actually, during that game, the star of the show was none other than Mo Hunt. National League Rugby stalwart Luke Cousins' best female rugby player is Mo Hunt. Game understanding and management top notch. Hashtag same every week. The girls were outstanding. Gloucester Hartpury taking the result against Bristol Bears away from home. As you saw, Mo Hunt is a natural in front of the camera. She was in 2022 and again this weekend. And that one sentence, we're Gloucester Hartpury, if you don't know who we are, just fantastic. Natasha Hunt speaks after her side's win in front of 9,000 fans at Ashton Gate, but just so powerful. Well done, Mo Hunt. And what I've seen this week, well, lots of snow actually. Billingham, Preston Grasshoppers. But hey, it's rugby union. We're used to the weather. And on TV, loved TNT's coverage of PWR. Rugby on social media? I think maybe I'm missing out on TikTok. I need to do some learning. Any advice? Let me know. Northampton Saints versus Bath Rugby, great game, very close. Finn Smith slotting over that last minute penalty to take the game, but some great reaction on social media. Brilliant at the Gardens, well done both teams. I feel privileged to have just witnessed another Premiership Classic. So good to see these comments on social media. Interestingly, Bath took a 7-1 split on the bench, and Matt Banahan, not a massive fan, but I think he was actually right in his assessment that they needed to have got Charlie Ewels onto the field a little earlier than they did. I think if they'd have maybe done that, they could have taken that game. And Lawrence Dallaglio just reminding us what a great weekend of Premiership rugby we had and how we were able to see such a cracker in the last round. Congratulations to both teams seems to resonate. And 3 players at Gloucester are really getting the Welsh excited for the Six Nations. Dare I say it? Yes, the Six Nations. It's happening this year. And I've got to say, Tomaso Williams is looking like a very, very strong candidate for the British and Irish Lions. But I think he will give Wales something that they need in the Six Nations. And Max Llewellyn and Josh Hathaway equally bring something quite different to that back line. And I think the Welsh could benefit from that. Be interesting to see Llewellyn and Nick Tompkins in the centres. Not sure Gats will go with it, but I'd like to see that. My thoughts, reflections and memories, as always. So should I be using Substack? Yes, I am. Should I be using Twitter? Yes, I do. Should I be using TikTok? No, I'm not. Interesting. Well done to the actual commentators on TNT Sports this weekend. Superb. And big shout out for Nick Heath. Wow, this week we're going to be seeing National League Rugby back, not necessarily on our screens, although there might be live streaming, but we're going to see it back. And I think I'm going to sneak over to Fylde and watch Fylde versus Lim in National 2 North. And I couldn't believe it. No, seriously, I don't believe it. No Melbourne as a venue for the Rugby World Cup in 2027. I've got to say, this is the most... I just can't get my head around it. How you can't hold a World Cup and not include Melbourne, which for me is the sports capital of the Southern Hemisphere, is just beyond me. Absolutely crazy. Crazy. And welcome to the British weather. We do have weather, and rugby union survives it, and long may it do so. Yep, no Melbourne. It's bizarre beyond belief. I mean, just look at the stats for the cricket Boxing Day test in Melbourne. How can you not see Melbourne as a venue? It's just mind-boggling, really is. But what about these 2022 memories that I started with? Well, Wharfdale versus Sedgley Park on the 29th of October, 2022. What a great game. And there's a certain England international prop on display. It caught me, this picture with the England backdrop. Wow. It was a good game. As ever, Wharfdale is one of the grounds in the National Leagues to visit. If you ever get a chance, get up to Grassington, go and watch Wharfdale. It is a true rugby club. And a week later, it was Fylde who headed to Sedgley Park. And back to the weather. There was weather. Oh yes. Plenty of weather. Just look at those umbrellas. But Sedgley looking good with the line out, trying to get the ball out wide early on. But the weather was just horrendous. Floodlights were on pretty quick. It was dark, it was gloomy, it was wet. Fylde were in a away kit that I didn't recognise. It was the socks that got me straight away. You can see I'm under my umbrella. But it was all Sedge, attacking, trying to get the ball out wide, not always working in these wet conditions. Andy Riley being the go-to. Umbrellas, rain and more rain. But we get used to that watching National League Rugby. It's part of the enjoyment. Get down to your local rugby club and watch rugby live. Take a few photographs, take a little video, but enjoy the experience of your local rugby clubs. Not many people on the balcony. Weather was pretty bad. Sedges go to the line out, trying to instigate that rolling maul. Very difficult to defend against. And Steve Diamond commented about how difficult Newcastle had found defending the rolling maul against Harlequins. It's the same at every level, in my opinion. Oh, and before I go, just December 2022 in Melbourne. That's what rugby fans will be missing at the Rugby World Cup. You can't do it to yourselves. Bad decision, World Rugby. Bad decision. As ever, massive thanks to Talking Rugby Union, their social media. This will be on Substack, but then the Talking Rugby Union team put it onto their YouTube channel, and It is getting over 1,000 views at a time, which is wonderful. Don't know how we're doing that, but thanks. Do like it, do subscribe to it, do follow it. And we're back to National League Rugby. And I'm hoping to get Chris Heel back to talk to me about National League Rugby and the National League Rugby Review Show. They're doing some great things. And if I understand what's happening, they're doing great things, not just on their YouTube, but on their Instagram, on their Twitter, on their Facebook. And I hear they're now big on TikTok. Take care. Thanks again and enjoy your 2025. Be safe.